What's up, YouTube? My name is Eric, and welcome to my channel. It's all about mental health, mental illness, suicide awareness, having a little bit of fun. And I am not a doctor. I'm not a counselor. I am a normal guy. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I'm a recovering addict of alcohol and cocaine. I deal with ADHD, PTSD, depression, and anxiety. My diagnosis is RGAD and MDD when it comes to those. I take medication. And one of the big things is that I do talk a lot about is that I am an addict in recovery when it comes to alcohol and cocaine. If I was to relapse again, I've been open about it that I would die. And that's not a joke. Because of how hard and how much it hit last time and how quickly after my relapse, I went from 0 to 100, I know I would die. And part of our sobriety, if you're part of the program, is making amends. And what making amends is to owning up to our mistakes, because we're human. I mean, I wish that everybody, not even people just in the program, would make amends, because we're all human. We're none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. Even though we even try to be perfect, we're not. But making amends takes ownership for what maybe you've done to hurt somebody, and to say, hey, this is what I'm going to try and do better in the future. And one of the things that I try to do every now and then is to go through and make amends for things that I've done wrong. And as all this has grown for me, I'm human. I'm ADHD. I struggle with mental illness. I take medication. If I don't, my life, it becomes a train wreck. Is to make sure that I own up for some of the stuff that I do. Because the more and more that this has grown, I mean, I have a TikTok following of about 700,000 followers. We all make mistakes, and we have to own up for those mistakes. And I wish that we all would own up for our mistakes, but all we can do is all we can do, and we can only control the controllable, and that's us. And I wanted to take the time to even show and share what some of the amends that even I want to make are. Because I do owe some amends out there. I owe amends out there to the mental health community on YouTube for bringing in drama. Last year, I did a lot of videos on the Rewired Soul, on Leafy Greens, on some of these different individuals that, even though I've kept my own lane, those videos have stayed up on my channel. And so I've taken the time and went through and deleted all my drama videos. Because mental illness, I believe, as a human being, has no place for drama. It needs unity. It doesn't need separation. And it was wrong of me to do so many drama videos. And I'm embarrassed about it. And I feel horrible about it because I shouldn't have done so many. Because the worst thing that we can ever do is call out somebody who's struggling on a public platform and belittle and degrade them and not offer any solutions. And I did that in a lot of my videos that were drama. And so I apologize to the two individuals that I did those videos on, and they're gone. Leafy Greens, I applaud you for staying in your own lane. I applaud you for who you are as a human being. I apologize for the instigating that I had along the way of last year of bringing in drama into this community. So for that, I'm very sorry. And to hold myself accountable to it, I deleted all of my drama videos, and I don't plan on ever making another drama video. I don't plan on talking about another individual at all. All I want to do is be able to share my experiences, any resources that I have, that I've used that have worked for me to help people trial and error through life. I want to share other people's stories, and that's all I want to do. I don't want to say, hey, look at that person over there and what they are doing. No, because the one thing that I've also learned, and I have to keep in mind, is there's other addicts even out there like me, and I don't know where an addict is in recovery. I've had bad times. I've had hard times mentally where if I was blasted and I was attacked or felt attacked or felt any of that if it led to a relapse, I don't want that. Whether I like the person or not, I don't want that, because nobody deserves that. So I'm doing my best to keep drama away from everything. When it comes to even some of the things that I've done, I've done even live streams with women who we did them in my hotel room. I actually did with two different women, I want to say a total of 6 different live streams. And you know, it was inappropriate for me to do in a hotel room. And so one of the things I've decided to do is anytime I ever live stream with anybody again, it'll be out in a public place, even if there's no Wi-Fi or anything of that sort. Well, then we won't live stream, and that's okay, because I don't want any of my audience to feel uncomfortable, because that's not what I'm about. And I can come up with all the excuses in the world, but the easiest thing to do is just not do it. You know, when it comes up with meet and greets, I really got to watch my meet and greets now, because I've done a lot of meet and greets. And when it comes to YouTube, I have a bigger fan base of males than females. On TikTok, it's different. But I have to be careful on my meet and greets, of where I meet at and how my meet and greets are. When I do live streams, one of the things I've done to try and now start keeping myself a little bit more accountable is even record them on YouTube, so people can understand what my live streams are like and they can watch the whole live stream. Because I do say some stupid shit. I mean, I'm human. I'm going to screw up. I've screwed up in the past, I've screwed up in the present, and I'm going to screw up in the future. And I got to own it all. And that's okay. I think that's part of growing, is I got to own it all. But I also have to watch the inappropriate comments that I make. One of my coping mechanisms is I have a twisted sense of humor. Helps me cope with a lot of the stuff I go through, because I do struggle. And I think people forget that sometimes, that, you know, I don't want to attack anybody or say anything to anyone struggling, because I know what it's like, because I struggle too. And so I have to watch the comments that I make that are inappropriate. Even if to me it's a joke, other people might not take it that way. I have to remember that. And it's something that I'm learning. I'm not perfect. So I want to make amends to anybody out there that I've offended in those ways. You know, when it comes to my personal life and the challenges and stuff that I go through, I have no amends in there to make. I'm actually very, very good with my personal life. There's been a lot of changes. There's still going to be a lot of changes. And it's going to be one hell of a year. There's going to be some high times. There's going to be some low times. I know that. But I like sharing my journey. I like sharing what I've been through, because maybe it's going to help somebody out there. Maybe it's going to help somebody out there know that it's okay. And it's okay what they're going through. And when it comes down to anybody, that if you have an addict in your family, you know, the best thing I can say, if you want to help them, if you want to support them, and you believe in them, is always talk to them on a one-on-one basis. I mean, the only time you ever see any kind of group or public display with an addict is in an intervention, and whether you believe in interventions or not, but it is one of support, of urging somebody to go get treatment and get help. But I've also learned that when it comes to accountability with addiction, the greatest thing I am for is my sponsor and the ones around me, because they will bring up my challenges and what they don't agree with, and then offer me what their solutions are. Not necessarily am I going to take them, but it gets my brain working of, okay, what's the solution that works for me? Because we're all different. I mean, making amends, I think, is one of the most powerful things in the world. I mean, I have screwed up. I mean, I brought drama into this community last year. I've belittled people. And there's even 2 TikTokers that I want to apologize to, because I even reverse bullied them. And I've done apology videos on TikTok to them, of my thought of bringing awareness of somebody making fun of me for my dad committing suicide and my wife committing suicide, and showing that related to a following that went after this person. And that's not what I'm about. I wanted to bring awareness to it, that it's not funny, but I didn't want the person to be bashed on a public platform like that. And the same thing happened with another person who's making fun of me. And made amends to both of them. And that's how you make amends. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to, if somebody does anything that really offends me, I'll ask them on a one-on-one to stop, and not on a public platform to stop, and give them what my solution is. Because I think it's important. I think that accountability is important when it comes to sobriety, because if I don't keep accountable to my sobriety and I slip, I'm dead. And I don't want that, because I like me. And it's not easy. I have hard times, difficult times. But the last thing I need to do is slip up or be caught in a weak state. And I allow it to overtake me, and I allow myself to self-harm or to go to my ultimate numbing of alcohol, which leads me down the route of drug abuse, which leads me down the route of I destroy my life. And that's why I think amends are so important. And so for anybody out there that I've ever offended, sometimes we don't even know who we've offended or how. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. With how I am, and anybody who knows me, I try my best the way that I am to give my all to others, just let them know it's okay. So if I have offended you, I am sorry. And I do apologize. I really do. The one thing I can say, though, is that I love the direction that my channel has taken. I love sharing these experiences. I found a new joy in YouTube. For a while, I really got burnt out with YouTube because I like the drama had gotten so much, and it created hate inside me that is part of even being ADHD. Is there is a temper, there's an anger, and that kind of leads me down the wrong path. I find that kindness is easier, or just sticking to our own lane and doing our own thing is easier, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. I want you to know that you matter. I want you to know that it gets better. I want you to know that trial and error works. Down below I have links to all my different social medias if you need support. I'll give you support because it's human kindness. It doesn't matter who you are. If you want to try the tools and stuff that I use, I have affiliate links to Amazon down there, BetterHelp link. Why BetterHelp? Because it's trial and error to find out what works. And I know people with agoraphobia can't make it out the door to a doctor's appointment. I'd rather you talk to somebody than nobody. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a counselor. I'm none of that. My name is Eric. I'm diagnosed ADHD, PTSD, GAD, and MDD. I take medications. I've self-harmed before. I'm a recovering cocaine and alcoholic addict. I've struggled with other addictions. I've struggled with self-harm. And I want you to know that it's okay and that it does get better. And the more that we own our slip-ups and our mistakes, the more maybe it will inspire other people to do the same. And that's what I think creates that bond and that common ground amongst us to continue to fight forward. So this day forward, I'm proud to know that there is no more drama on my channel. And there never will be. Because I want to stick to just helping people and making a difference any way that I can. So let's do this together.